Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Yeah, it's Monday again. Hope everybody's having a good one. I think we've already got a few folks in the house here. We've got Randy Hall. How you doing this morning, Randy? Mr. Lindsay is up early this morning. How you doing, Mark? Ron Coffee in the house. How you doing? That's me. Let's see, Kevin Els. Kevin, I noticed I went back and was looking at some of the messages the other day. I think it was on the Saturday night show, and I see that you're watching from South Africa. So very cool. Thanks for tuning in. Good Monday indeed. Mr. Hitch Hamilton in the house on Facebook. The Streamyard guys have done something new. Actually, I think they rolled it out, and I noticed it, or I saw it on the Saturday show. But now over here in the chat, I've always seen a little, like a little red emblem logo for YouTube, and then the blue F for Facebook. But now you can see they have added where when I post a comment up here, you all can now see where it's coming from. There's Hitch's profile pic with Facebook logo, and then here's Ron, and you can see he's over there watching on the tubes. Janet Moore with us this morning in Facebook. Good morning, Janet. How you doing? Eric Smith coming in on the Facebook. Yep. Good to see you, Eric. Man, what about those Houston Astros? I haven't been really watching much, but I do know that when the World Series started, they started out playing in Houston, and the Washington Nationals won the first two games and really put them in a hole. And now they go back to Washington to play, and it's like Washington's fell apart. Now they've been lost 3 in a row, so now Houston's up 3-2 in the World Series, heading back home, I think, to Houston. So who'd have thunk it, huh? But that's turning into quite a series. It didn't look like it was going to be much when it first started, but it's finally turning into a good one. Also, I want to wish everyone a very happy National Chocolate Day. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but October 28th is National Chocolate Day, not to be confused with World Chocolate Day, because that's sometime in July, as I understand. And the reason I know this is not because I'm smart. Alexa told me this first thing this morning. When I wake up, I'll usually say, Alexa, and she's going to talk now. I keep forgetting to say it. And then I'll say good morning, and she'll say good morning and rattle off some, whatever the day is, if there's something. And today she said that today was National Chocolate Day, and I Googled it and confirmed it. So y'all enjoy some chocolate today. Let's see. Harry's Place says, I figured out my problem on Saturday. Found on my keyboard has a mute button. Yeah, I think Harry was having problems hearing us, thinking we had an audio problem, and it was just him. Yeah, I think I think mine's got a mute button on there. Yeah, it does. And great. It says, I had some chocolate covered strawberries this morning. Yeah, that's a great way to start off National Chocolate Day. Larry Galt in the house this morning. How you doing, Larry? Thank you for sending me the pictures. I don't think I've got yours posted yet, but I'm going to be posting some this morning. I've had several people send me some, so I'll be updating that a little later this morning. Steve Gronsky, good morning, all. Good morning to you, Steve. Janet Moore's got the right idea. She says, yeah, every day should be chocolate day. Amen, sister. I love some good chocolate. Dave Clemens, Big D in the house. How you doing? Good morning to you. All righty. Well, we got a pretty good little crowd hanging in here this morning. Got a few folks on the Facebook and a few on YouTube. So, I set up the Rakhi Cam, and I kind of thought when I set it up that it would be entertaining, but it's really not. There's not much going on. Jack is in here. In fact, he's like right here beside me, right next to my chair. And if you listen close, you can probably hear him snoring because he's snoring here. And of course, Rocky, as soon as he sees that I'm going to sit down and do the coffee sessions, he sneaks off and goes and gets on the sofa. So I don't know. The Rakhi Cam's just not working out like I thought it might. I guess I'm going to have to hire me another co-host for the show because they're just not holding up their end of the bargain here. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. But anyway, let's see if I can. I had my buddy Javi made me this other. Let's see if I can remember which one it is. I think it's this one. No, that's not it. It's maybe this one. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so I'll just run this one since there's no action at all over there on the coffee house. But yeah, National Chocolate Day. It's and what's weird is like I said, Alexa told me that, and then she got me confused because after I said good morning and she said good morning, today's National Chocolate Day, and then she tells some joke about where does chocolate milk come from or something. So then I says chocolate day. So then I said, well, Alexa, what is chocolate day? And then she starts talking about a thing in July. And so I thought, well, which is it? Is it today or July? And that's when I decided to Google it and found out that today, October 28th, is National Chocolate Day. But in July is World Chocolate Day. So Harry says I should aim the Rakhi Cam at the couch. Yeah, probably should. We got Rob Schuster in the house. How you doing, Rob? Greg says I can see you without my glasses. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to try to get another co-host or something because this just isn't working out here. There's never any action over there in the Rakhi Cam. Mark Lindsay says, good thing I stocked up on chocolate ice cream yesterday. Yeah, it might be a run on it today. Just might. Let's see what else is going on today. We got daylight savings time. Ends next Sunday, November 3rd. So we've only got just a few days left of daylight savings time. And I don't know about you guys, but I really don't care, but I wish they would pick one and just stick with it. I hate this flip-flopping back and forth. Now, it's not as bad now since I don't have to get up and get in a car and drive to a job somewhere because that always screws you up. But it still seems so silly to me. I don't know why they just don't pick one and stick with it. if I had my preference, it would be the daylight savings time because I really prefer that it stay lighter later. But, you know, in the big scheme of things, it really wouldn't matter. You get used to whatever it is. There's still only 24 hours in a day, no matter which way they try to flip it around. So it doesn't really make any difference. Greg says sunset will be around 5:30. Yeah, I hate that. I mean, it's bad enough that it gets dark at 6:30. In fact, let's see if I can. I'll let you know what if I can get it on here. We'll see what the sunset is supposed to be today with my handy dandy app here. I think this one will say it. Yeah, 6:40. Sunset at 6:48. So that's plenty early enough for the sun to go down. And when they change it, it'll be dark by 6 o'clock. So Mark Lindsay says most clocks set themselves these days, so I don't understand why people put so much effort into hating daylight savings time. Yeah, I love daylight savings time, but I just don't like them flip flopping around. I wish they would just pick one and stick with it. 6:46. What it says. Janet Moore says changing the clocks is one of the stupidest things they make us do. I would agree. Mr. Jim Jones says, yep, leave in the dark to go to work, then get home in the dark. Yep, I know. It's depressing, isn't it? You need to see the sun. I think they've done studies that show that the sun really helps with your attitude. So I know in the winter months, I'm bad because I like to, get up and open up. Of course, I keep my blinds open pretty much all the time, except there's a few in the front of the house that I'll close. But all the ones in the back of the house, I leave the blinds wide open and stuff because I got woods back there and my neighbors and all, they're not going to be looking this way anyway. But yeah, Mark Lindsay says, pro tip, Hawaii doesn't have daylight savings time. Good excuse to move here. Yeah, I think, I see Rob Schuster may confirm this, but I think Arizona does the same thing. I'm not sure. Let's see. It says Florida passed a bill to stay on daylight savings times. Need Congress to approve it. Yeah. You know what they say? It takes an act of Congress to get anything done. So. Oh, don't even get me started on politics. Good gosh. You notice on these coffee sessions, I try to stay away from politics because it gets my blood pressure up. And that's one of the reasons, that and all the crime, is why I quit. It's why I come in here to spend the morning with you guys instead of watching the news on TV. Okay, we got Steve is confirming this, I guess. Arizona does not use daylight savings time. Yeah. Well, speaking of what Janet said here, I can remember, and I don't think it was all that long ago, when Indiana didn't used to change time, but Georgia always did. So every time, I'm trying to remember which way it worked. I think if I went up there in the summertime, we were on the same time. But if I went up there, and I might have it reversed, I don't know, but I would, gain an hour going up there, but lose an hour coming back. So, Rob chimed in here. Yep, correct. No daylight savings in Arizona. So that's, just pick one and stick with it, for crying out loud. It's so stupid. Switch back around. Does anybody know why they really started that back in the day when, because they've been doing it a long time. Some states have. I just don't, I don't know. We were stationed in Germany in the late 80s. In winter, the sun come up after 9 a.m. and it was dark by 4 p.m. Boy, that had to be a lot of fun. Man, talk about, you know, being depressed about that. Jeez. My son is stationed in Michigan and they don't have daylight savings time where he's at. Okay. All right. I wasn't aware of that. Indy did not change. News was on at 10. Well, don't they change now, though? Don't they go back and forth now? Let's see. Jim says 1970 is when Indiana lost their mind. Okay. Janet says, we do, then we don't. Does anybody really know what time it is? Yeah. Yeah. Troy says it was to save on candles. I knew somebody would know. Yeah, thanks, Troy. Ron says, I thought it was for the kids' safety in the mornings waiting for the school bus. Yeah, that might have been. It seems like I've heard something about that. Mark says, yeah, it was a depressing time of year. I can imagine. Good gosh. Like I said, I don't like the winter months because of the short days. It's just, I just don't like it. Greg says, yes. Okay. Time for coffee. Indeed it is, Todd HCNC. And you're in the right place, my friend. Oh, Roll Tide, by the way. They won in another squeaker this weekend, I think. And the Atlanta Falcons, man, if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, holy cow. They lost again yesterday. I didn't watch them, but I just saw it on, a little bit of the news this morning. Coach Dan Quinn is on the hot seat now, as he should be. I think they've lost 6, 7 in a row, something like that. They lost the first game and then came back, and acted like they were all mad and everything and won the second game. And then they've lost everyone since. So they're 1-7 or 8 or however many games they played. I don't know. Gary Brady in the house. Good morning, Gary. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. How many of you guys? We got a bunch of guys. We got a few ladies in the chat this morning. How many of you guys plan on participating in No Shave November this year? Leave your comments if you're planning on doing the No Shave November thing. Or if you're a lady, you can put that too, although I'm not sure I really want to know that. But maybe a few of you ladies gonna participate in that. I don't know. Gotta go. Have another cup. All right, Jen. Clyde Labonte says daylight savings time was for the golfers who golf after work. Yeah, that could be. Let's see. Mike Haichu in the house this morning. How you doing, Mike? Larry Galt says he hasn't shaved since April, so it's safe to say you're going to participate with no shave but November then, I guess. Clyde Labonte says my wife won't let me. Yeah, I guess I can understand that. I've got a beard. I'll just clean my neck. Yep. Greg Hamilton says I look like a billy goat. Yeah. Troy says I participate in No Shave every month. Yeah. Yeah, beards are a big thing these days. A lot of guys have the big, big bushy beard and stuff. I've never been much of a beard person, and when I do, I always like it short, trimmed and not. I don't like the stuff. Eric says, I did in September. No need to do it again. Yeah, well, you already got to jump on things then. Randy Hall says he plans on it. Mark Lindsay, he's been Googling, folks. He says, actually, daylight savings time was created to save fuel for power plants. It was first started in World War One. Okay. Mark Lindsay says, I shave once a week, whether you need it or not. Yeah, I used to be that way. I used to, shave like every other day or every third day or something like that. But I don't know what it is. I guess getting old, I just don't like the old scruffy look. Because once you get gray on top or silver or whatever color you want to call it, and then you go a day or two, you just I don't know. To me, you just look like a bum. So I try not to look like a bum. Not too much anyway. But all right, so let's see. We've got a few more folks pile in here. Man, did you hear about the guy in Michigan? Who's up there in Michigan? Troy, I think you're in Michigan. Who else is in Michigan? I think I got a couple of Michiganders in the chat. Who is this guy here? Let's see. Another great weekend for us Patriots fans. Yeah, there's the game that'll be good right there. Yeah, this guy drove his truck, and it's on the news, or you can see it in Facebook. And if you're in Michigan, I know you probably heard about it up there. But he drove his truck. I don't know whether he was drunk or high or what his deal was, but he drove his pickup truck. I'm talking all the way through I think it looked like a BP station, but I'm not through. The store part. Just plowed into it and got out of his truck, and his truck's all the way in the store, and there's stuff everywhere, and they've got video of him. This is how smart this guy was. He's like, well, I'll fool them. I'll pull the license plate off my truck, and they'll never catch me. So he, they got video of him snatching the license plate off the truck and leave. And of course, they catch him hours later. Like, how did he not think they would get the registration number off the truck and track it down or something? I don't know. They're just not smart sometimes. It's funny to me to see the stuff people do thinking they're going to get away with something like that. Yeah, just leave your truck in the middle of the store. Fortunately, I don't think there was anybody there that got hurt or anything. But yeah, you can check that out. It's on. They're showing it on Facebook. Stuff like that goes viral on Facebook. But he plowed right through there. By the way, Larry Gall, if you're wondering, I did remember to hit the timer this morning. I actually hit 2 timers, just in case we run long here. But let's see, are the comments working? Oh, I guess I just haven't scrolled back down. Bill Larison in the house. Good morning, Bill. How are you? Yeah, Troy says he's from Michigan. Yeah, I thought you were, Troy. You probably saw that story. Let's see. Mark's got another no shave story. He says, funny. Ever since I got out of the Army, I haven't been able to hold a razor properly. I can hold a fork just fine, but the razor just falls out of my hand for some reason. Yeah. Randy Hall said he saw that. Yeah. Clyde Labonte says VIN number. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently that guy wasn't thinking about the VIN number. But yeah, crazy people. What are they thinking? Um, it's and they always post the little video that they captured on Facebook of all these criminals that are doing these just brilliant things. They crack me up. They had one a while back that was making the rounds on Facebook where this guy, I can't remember where it was, a liquor store or convenience store or something. He goes in to rob them and he's got his gun and he asked the clerk for the money and stuff. So she's complying and handing him the stuff and he drops stuff on the floor. So he sets his gun on the counter right there in front of the clerk and he's not even paying attention. He's bending down on the floor, picking up the money and trying to stuff it in there and stuff. And, she grabs the gun and you could tell she had never handled a gun before. She picks it up, just kind of swinging it around, and he saw that and he took off running. So, and then I think he went running without the bag of stuff. So, just brilliant, folks. Greg says Facebook has elapsed time. So are you telling me we're not broadcasting over there on Facebook anymore? I hadn't checked, but so I had a little bit of a glitch last night when I was setting up the stream. For some reason, when I set it up and hit create broadcast, it gave me an error and said that it didn't work for Facebook. But yet, when I'm going over there to look now. Let's see. It looks like I'm still over there on Facebook. But anyway, so what I did is I didn't want to hit create face. It came up with an error, but when I went to Facebook and looked, it was showing up that it was there. It had the how it says Dave plans to go live, blah blah blah. So it was there. So, he's saying no. You can see how long you've been on. Oh yeah. And I don't know if I would have to refresh that every time or not, but yeah. But anyway, so I went into the setup there in Streamyard, and sure enough, it was only showing YouTube up here in the upper right-hand corner. It'll show me where I'm scheduling the broadcast, and it only had YouTube. So I went and added Facebook. Well, then when I added Facebook and hit save, it put two of them on Facebook. So I deleted the oldest one, the one that I'd got the error on, but I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, it looks like it's still live over there on the Facebook. So Randy Hall says still broadcasting. It is behind YouTube. Yeah. Thank you guys for checking. Yeah, everything working fine. Yeah. Well, I can usually tell whether it's, and again, like I said, they've got even when I post a comment now, you can see the little blue logo on the comments, which they added this past Saturday. So I can usually tell by the row of comments by when they're coming in. If I'm, if all of a sudden I'm seeing nothing but YouTube comments, and I know something's either people aren't commenting on Facebook or something's gone wrong. Yeah, it says I've been on here about 28 minutes, which is about right because I got a 30-minute timer, and it's got 1 minute left right now. So we're going to be wrapping this up here, I guess. Yeah, you guys have to let me know. The Rakhi Cam, just not much going on there. I probably need to see about getting me a better co-host than Rocky and Jack, because, well, I didn't even notice him sneak off. He must have. Well, I guess I didn't notice it because I didn't have the camera showing on here. But yeah, even Jack's snuck off. Hopefully not to eat Rocky's food. He's been getting real bad about that, sneaking in there and getting Rocky's food. So I'm having to kind of take his bowl after I go out there and I see Rocky's empty, and I know Rocky hadn't eaten his because he doesn't do that. There's my little timer. Here's Eric says maybe a wall with wet paint on it would be exciting. Well, it'd probably be more exciting than this because they're not providing much entertainment there. Janet Moore says seeing a sinkhole has swallowed a bus in Pennsylvania. Is that you see? You're on Facebook. I'm assuming that's where you're seeing that, Janet. I hadn't seen that one yet. But all right, guys. Well, I guess there's not a whole lot going on today. I guess I'll wrap this one up. Thank you all for joining me for the coffee session. I'm going to go get me another cup, I think. This may be a 3-cup day. Yeah, Janice says yes. Yeah. Must have been a pretty big sinkhole if it swallowed up a whole bus. Hope it wasn't a school bus. Mark says slow news day today. Yeah. Yeah. All righty, guys. Well, again, I thank you all for tuning in and having a cup of coffee with me. I hope everybody has a great day. And as Hitch says, get out there and eat some chocolate because it's National Chocolate Day. So we will do the right thing and eat some chocolate. So everybody have a good one, and I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Bring your coffee. See you guys.